Airheads, and welcome to the League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
Today we're talking about the Void Burrower Rek'Sai, who was released December 11th, 2014.
Yeah.
Are they? Was she the newest Void champion release?
Before Bel'Veth?
Before Bel'Veth, yeah, obviously.
Oh, no. Probably, huh?
I guess if you count Kaisa, but...
I don't.
Okay, yeah.
Damn. I mean, we got more lore about the Void in Kaisa's stories than any Void champions.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not going to count Kaisa, yeah.
I feel like I got a lot of information about the Void from this Rek'Sai bio. I think most of what I know is from the bio.
All right, let's go over it real quick. So on the Riot Universe page, Rek'Sai has a bio, a short story, and her teaser video, which I actually don't think I've ever seen before.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I used that. I used a clip from that in my FMV video for Phoenix.
Your AMV, you mean?
Yes, my AMV.
Wait, do you have a secret AMV channel? Oh my god.
Yeah, they're all Naruto except for this one. Just kidding.
It's the only one I did, and I decided it was too much work, and I didn't want to do it again.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan.
Although I have actual video editing software now that's not just shitty, so maybe it'd be much less work now.
That's
you couldn't.
You're not banging it out in Windows Movie Maker or whatever.
Exactly. You couldn't do timing on the one I was using. You couldn't snap things to a specific time, or if you cut a piece of video out, it would cut the audio too. There was no option to set. It was a lot of work and not worth it, but I bet I could do a better version now.
Sure. Everyone be on the lookout for John's latest AMV.
to Fall Out Boy's Phoenix.
I just want you to do so much music that I heard in high school was set to AMV Naruto.
Goku powering up. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I didn't even watch Naruto, but I liked the songs, and at the time, guys, Spotify wasn't a thing. Okay, this was how we discovered new music.
Yeah.
Were people's AMVs. Anyway, Rek'Sai's bio.
Well, first of all, what does Rek'Sai sound like? We got to do some quotes.
Yeah. Who wants to take a stab at this?
Look, I wrote 2 down for us. You can choose which one you want to do.
Oh, you get to choose. Oh.
Is that one?
That is, yeah.
Okay.
That's good. I think that's the
Did
crackles.
you write them down
Yeah.
phonetically?
No, he wrote Rek'Sai crackles or Rek'Sai growls.
All right. I was practicing this a little bit. I think she sounds something kind of like.
So she sounds like the Grudge?
Yeah.
These are just sounds that our baby makes, and I'm not exaggerating.
It really does.
Why do you have a grudge baby? What
I don't
the
know.
fuck?
It's really funny, though. She also likes it when you make those sounds. Yeah. Last night, John and I were both making those sounds at Poppy, and I was like, I bet someone just broke into her house, turned around, and fucking left.
Fuck this.
They just at each other, and they're like, fuck, no, absolutely not.
Why didn't you do the job? You didn't fucking tell me it was a grudge house. Right. They got a grudge baby and everything in there.
Let me go over my detailed notes on the bio. Rek'Sai.
So, before you get into it, I was going to suggest that since the bio maybe is not, it's very short, right? It's exceptionally short. What do you guys say we do a little game and we build a bio? Where we each take a turn saying a word, and we'll build a sentence that summarizes the Rek'Sai bio.
Okay.
How does that
Interesting.
sound?
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Rek'Sai
was.
The.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do the normal
I know,
joke.
right?
He fucked it up.
Normalist.
Oh.
Void. Tremor worm.
You just said
Okay,
3 words.
No, void tremor worm is one word.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
It's like how you do in German. In.
Sharima.
Who
Loves.
Her.
dinner.
Done. Period.
That was
The end.
Campy, who eats people. Why would you say her?
Well, because I was gonna say
who loves eating people.
I was gonna say who loves her children. I was gonna say she's very
She may not
matriarchal.
love them.
I don't think she's capable of loving them.
I think she is. It's implied in Bel'Veth's story that she's pretty.
They don't even mention them in her bio.
Protective of her children and
We're
the
summarizing
influence that Bel'Veth is
no.
gonna
We're
have.
summarizing the bio, and it doesn't say anything about.
We're
any of
writing
that
our own
in the
bio. This is an improvement on the existing bio.
Well, that's the first and only iteration of the Build a Bio workshop. I don't think we'll do that again. But
That was great. I really liked it. That could be on a T-shirt. Rek'Sai was a normal. No, Rek'Sai. No, I don't even know.
Was the normalist.
Was the normalist void tremor monster, one word, in Shrima, who loves her dinner.
is it wrong though?
No,
Like, is it
I really
wrong?
loved that. That was great.
So, in case you're wondering, the official measurement here, because I think you did look through, and Heimer is the shortest, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's still the king.
Still the king. Rek'Sai is 1.13 Heimers.
It's very close.
Oh, we rounded different. I did 1.14.
Oh.
This is why we gotta use metric, not imperial.
All right, what's the metric difference?
Sorry, I'm not Noxian. I don't use imperial.
Yeah, it's really fucking short. I was looking at it, I was like, damn, is this gonna be it? Is this where like the sunset of the Heimer system? But no, it holds true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we do get
91 words.
is potentially more questions because it says that it's the biggest of her species, and her bio doesn't even say what her species is. We gotta wait for that shit.
No, it doesn't. It is wild. Literally, y'all, her bio is just, she lives underground in Shurima and eats people.
It doesn't even mention that she's from the Void.
No!
At no point.
Yeah.
But she's purple, so we know.
Yeah. It's got the apostrophe. No longer Rek'Sai. Right.
You know what? I'm
everything
gonna
you're
say,
saying just
no.
means that Kaisa should count.
I will say,
that's a
Cassante
fair
kept
point.
fucking me up because I was like, are you a void creature?
Right?
Cassante. I just kept waiting for that twist.
And Tope could never love me, for I was from the Void.
For I was not Cassante, but Cassante.
Stuffed by the void indeed.
But yeah, so her bio really doesn't. If you're looking for info about Rek'Sai, don't look for it in the bio.
No.
Yeah, I know she doesn't need a lot, but come on.
She
Like,
needs a little bit more, I
a
think.
little.
If you're a
Well, it's like you said.
casual reader who doesn't plan on reading the short story, I feel like there are some important details that should be included there.
I mean, okay.
Like her being a void creature.
I think if you play League of Legends and you go seek out the lore, you should know more about them from the bio than you do from the video game. You don't learn anything in the bio you didn't already know.
God, that's a really low bar to clear, and yet here we are. Here's Rek'Sai tripping over it with all 8 of her legs or whatever.
right?
Somehow she's underground still. Still can't get below that bar.
Kind of impressive.
You can't echolocate over a bar, apparently.
I mean, it's like you said, John. It's like you couldn't even explain what Xersai are or even mention them by name in the bio. You've got a lot of real estate here. You know? At least Cho'Gath was like, this is what the Void is.
Right.
You know, like, they were like, we don't have anything
all
to say
his
about
lore,
this guy.
but still.
We learned something new.
You learned something. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about the bio. You know what it is that when I started reading this, I had not mentally prepared myself for the fact that Rek'Sai was a Void champion. So it was like it was shocked a bit more than it should have.
Right.
When I scrolled down, and then it was all there on the one little paragraph.
We got so spoiled with the last Void Champion release. Like, wait a minute. This is a bio with, like, information?
Wow,
I don't...
okay. She's got a plan and goals. It's not just eating people.
Yep.
Bananas.
What fools we were, right? We were soft.
But yeah, so that's all. This was Odin Austin Schaefer, and then he also wrote the short story. Where we get a bit more information.
There's one short story. I'll say I didn't I'm trying to remember like Odin Austin Schaefer and other stories that he's done. I really liked this short story.
Yeah,
I was
liked
like
it
not
too,
expecting it as like a Void champion, but I liked the writing a lot. I really liked there was a good first sentence. It was 6 boys and a camel, and the boys were cheaper to replace. That's a great fucking first line. Devastating. And it like I think immediately makes you root for these boys. You're like, oh no, like clearly no one is looking out for these fucking kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, good opening.
Sure.
Love that opening.
Yeah. Do we want to run through it real quick?
Yeah,
I got the notes or. Sure.
Please
yeah,
do.
So
I did my part, Mark. Now it's your.
She did the bio.
I did the
The
bio.
heavy lifting of the episode.
She
Let's
can't
make that
carry
fucking
all
clear.
of it. Actually, technically,
Fuck
we
you
all
guys.
we all wrote the bio.
Yeah, right? Team effort right there. Yeah, it's called Sai Kalik. Like you said, by Odin Austin Schaefer. Following a team of boys, and they seem to be kind of like scouts, or like they kind of screen for Rek'Sai for a caravan. And they're like the lowest of the low. They're poor, they're orphans, they're kind of people who've been, like you said, the camel is worth more than them. But they've got one specifically named Shahib.
Yeah, I definitely struggled with all of the names. I'm very sorry. I mean, there's no, these are made up names. We can't Google them and be like, how do I pronounce this name?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's one named Shahib he's like it seems like when you do this, either you die or you get out pretty quick because it's super dangerous. But he's the one veteran who's been doing it for a decade. You know, he's been doing it so long, he's gotten past puberty. So, A+ for him.
Oh God, it's so devastating.
Yeah, and it is even implied that just barely got through puberty.
Yes. Yeah, his voice has stopped cracking finally.
Yeah, just finally got a little bit of facial hair.
Yeah, and it's also following. I guess the main character is Jahed this J-A-H-E-G-E
I think I was pronouncing it
or E-J-E.
Jahihe was in my head, but I don't know.
Yahihe.
Yahihe, maybe.
Yeehaw.
I went Jahedge, so
Jahedge.
we all went different
Jahedge.
directions.
We did.
We'll say Jahedge because it's easier to say. Yeah, Shahib is like a veteran. He's teaching them how to do this. It's very grueling work, but Jahij does really follow Shahib to the letter and really kind of is inspired and almost like mentored by him. They're moving through the Sai Kalik, which is where the Rek'Sai hunt, and the Rek'Sai attack, and it's not a lot. It's just one big one. They can't get back to the caravan, so they decide to try and get to some rocks. And when they get there, it turns out there's just a bunch more Rek'Sai barrows, huge ones. And it turns out that like whatever this is that's chasing them, it's Rek'Sai, can tunnel through the rocks. So this isn't going to save them. And they can't go back. They go instead through this valley ahead. It's the only thing they can do. It's littered with bones. They can't get through it silently, and they just get kind of picked off one by one until it's just Jahij and Shahib left. They find in this valley this big collection of burrows. It's like forming a void rift almost. And then Shahib sacrifices himself so Jahij can get out, and he ends up kind of taking on the mantle that Shahib did, where he's continuing to do this for like years ahead, like in the future. He's mentoring these boys, and he's also trying to warn people about Rek'Sai, although a lot of people don't listen to him, it seems like.
Classic.
So
Until they go out there.
Yeah.
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 There's a lot in here about like how they walk. Like they really have this down. They have like a particular walk that they have to do to get across. I just made me want to watch Tremors. Any of them.
Yeah, it's very Tremors. It's very Dune, especially this style of walking.
Oh, I've not read
Yes.
or watched Dune. I don't have anything there. But
They do a really similar thing in Dune because the worms follow like patterned movement, so they have to walk in a way that's like weirdly discordant, would you say, or like non-rhythmic? Yeah. It also made me think a lot of like The Descent or Pitch Black. Those two, I was getting a lot of vibes. Mm-hmm. But I like the writing a lot, like you were saying, Rebecca. There's a really nice dark sort of suspense and grim horror tones that it really effectively kind of creates and communicates, you know?
yeah, but at the same time, it's like super straightforward. Like what I always,
It doesn't mince words.
Yes, I always really appreciate that kind of writing. That really, really straightforward writing. I don't feel like there's wasted sentences here. That's a little harsh, but for me, flowery writing or really, really fluffy writing is not my thing. So
yeah, paint me a picture, but do it as succinctly as possible.
Yeah. But also let my imagination do some of it too,
Yeah, I mean, especially for something like this where a lot of the impact comes from, like, because they're having to be quiet, they're trying to move around without alerting Rek'Sai, and then all of a sudden shit will kind of happen very quickly. So, like, having a very succinct writing style seems to be in service to that, where there's a lot of kind of building tension and suspense, and then, like, things kind of happen very quickly, which I liked a lot.
I think my only complaint maybe is that a little bit before Rek'Sai strikes, someone asks about her, like, oh, is Rek'Sai real, or what about Rek'Sai? And I don't know why I would have been like, I didn't need that. I almost felt like it's more horrifying had they not known that there was a Rek'Sai that was, I don't know, is she twice the size of the rest of them? I'm not really sure.
She's real big.
Super big.
She's a big bitch. Yeah.
That's a big
bitch. I mean that lovingly.
yeah.
Maybe it was like they needed, in order to have it posted on Universe, they need to say her name at least once.
I think they could say her name at the end there or something like that. But it was just very little on the nose foreshadowing that I didn't need, because we already know what's gonna happen. We know Rek'Sai's gonna be here.
What? I think
Go ahead.
I mean, I liked the story too. This would also make, like, this would be a real cool cinematic, like with the slowly picking one person off at a time. I feel like I would actually kind of like this style of cinematic a little more than I think the cinematic we got is fine. Like, her teaser still slaps. I think it's a real cool animation, but I kind of would have liked the more like horror one person being picked off at a time thing that this story gets into. I think that would have been real cool.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, doing that successfully requires time, and with those teasers especially, and it's all like, it's 2D animation, that's not the cheapest thing in the world to do. It's probably, like, makes more sense to do it in the way they did, but I do agree. I mean, like I said, I really liked it. I like how, like, gritty some of it is, where it's talking about how, if you want to do this, you have to cut the calluses off your feet so you can feel how you're stepping. And, like, the one guy's like, I almost pass out from the pain. And after 4 days, like, I'm having to, like, just bite down on leather so I can walk. It's like, that job sucks, man.
Right? I don't like this job.
Yeah.
And you've got to keep doing that, too, right? Because calluses are just going to grow back if you're walking barefoot across the sand. They're going to come back real quick.
Yeah, right.
So it's never gonna not hurt. There's no curve to where this will no longer hurt, because they have to recut the calluses every time.
Yeah, that's like a really neat detail to really make, like I said, just kind of bring it down to, like, that gritty sort of kind of level that I really enjoyed. And then I thought it was interesting. There's a moment here where Rek'Sai, when she kills Shahib, she, like, pulls out, like, void energy, like, out of his body.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, we never get more information about that. I was able to find more information, I think, from some rioters, but
was it a Reddit post somewhere?
Probably, or like a Wayback Machine, like, forum post.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's neat. We've also, in this story, finally get the Rek'Sai name. They do call him out by name here. Yeah. There's an interesting part here that said, from the top of the dunes, Jahij looked down at the skeleton of the dead god. No one knew what this monster had been when alive, but its huge ribs raked into the sky, each casting a shadow that engulfed the caravan as they passed. I want to know what the fuck this is. The hell is this old god?
Just a beetle.
The biggest beetle. Yeah, that line stuck out to me just because it's really vivid, cool imagery that it's painting. I can super picture that. Whereas, like, I assume it's not an actual god. It's just some big desert monster that's been killed off and picked apart by the Rek'Sai.
Maybe.
Right?
But, I mean, after hearing about all the wars in Ionia between, like, the giants and the thing, like,
that's
who fucking knows where else they were? Some
that's a good point.
Old-timey shit.
Yeah.
Should we say what the Rek'Sai are? Because we've been saying them a bunch, but we never actually defined them.
They're kind of just like sand sharks, if you imagine that. Like they're kind of blind, but use like echolocation to locate people. And they're massive. They burrow underground, and
they're Rek'Sai, but smaller.
They're from the Void. Yeah,
they're from the Void.
Yep. I mean, that's it. It's funny how that could have gone into a bio, like a nice little 200 word. Here's 3 sentences.
Just a little slap that
what
in
the fuck
bio
we're talking
there.
about?
Yeah.
And actually, I think I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think some come. I'm trying to remember how many Rek'Sai actually creates, because she does actually create some Rek'Sai too.
Does she just like create them on her own?
I don't know.
Is that to do with the void energy harvesting? I feel like she was just building a void rift for something else to come through, not to make more Rek'Sai, but I don't know.
Yeah, she is kind of strength. It's like a partially open void rift, and it's the one that she came through originally before it was fully open, and she's trying to fully open it.
Yeah, she's like nesting almost. I that was kind of my read on it, where it's just like an instinct thing rather than like with a more higher level purpose. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I feel like we're getting that impression that Bel'Veth is really the first void creature to have like a higher intelligence. Not that Rek'Sai has no intelligence, but Bel'Veth is.
She's much more on instinct. Rek'Sai.
Yes.
Like it's an animal intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I liked this story a lot. I would love one from the inside of Rek'Sai's head, specifically like the Academy Adventures persona of Rek'Sai, where she's like, Dear Diary, 8 people today. Nobody noticed my cute new bow. It's fine. They're stupid anyway. I don't care what they think. Looking forward to another day of eating people tomorrow.
So it's Leona, but she's Rek'Sai. This is an AU where Leona is a Rek'Sai.
They kind of Freaky Friday swap it up.
Would love it.
Why do I keep getting a piano tune in my headphones? What's happening?
It's probably a notification from a website or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's fucking me up.
Close things up.
I remember being excited about Rek'Sai's release because she was the first female monster, and she still kind of is.
I mean, I don't think they just don't make that many, to be fair.
They don't make monsters in general anymore, you're right. For sure. But it was like a monster wasn't like Anivia is a creature, but she's still very pretty, I would say. Whereas Rek'Sai is extremely monstrous.
Yeah. I mean, even the VO is like a big one, right? Where Anivia still just sounds like a lady.
Yeah.
Like,
but oh, my wings.
Rek'Sai's like...
I'd love that interaction if they met, Anivia's just trying to have a conversation with her. Would you like some tea? I don't remember what Anivia sounds like. I play her.
She sounds like a posh British lady. Yeah.
That's what, if I'm thinking of like a goddess like creature, she's just a posh British lady. I mean, what is she going to say? Like, oh, yo, you want some tea?
Why is she serving people tea?
Why is she either...
I don't know.
Why is she so British? She's either posh or super
That's the only accent I can do, Mark. Haven't you played D&D with me? That or the Southern lady. That's my current D&D character.
Oh, I like that because she's way up north, but she's got a thick Southern accent.
Y'all want some lemonade? That would be it instead. I don't know why she needs to serve people beverages. Because she's
You're
just
very big
sweet,
on her serving beverages.
I'm just imagining her as a
chilled
sweet old
beverage.
doily lady,
I would love if
like
Rek'Sai had champion-specific quotes, but they're all still just like growls and chitters and things like that.
Why?
I would just love it.
Yeah, right?
I like if she like slips her name in there, so she's like speaking her language, but it's like Ezreal. So you're like, oh damn, what the fuck did she just say about Ezreal? And then Ezreal's like, hey, I heard my name. I don't know what the rest of you just said is, but I know you're talking about me.
I love it. Like some guy just voicing in like, Israel. Man. Fucking great. Yeah, do it.
That sounds like her voicemail box.
Yeah.
You have reached the voicemail of
Rek'Sai.
Oh, shit.
I'll just call back.
Now, there is another story with Rek'Sai lore called Scourge of the Desert. Now, it's got a ton of art associated with it, too. It basically tells the story...
Is this linked somewhere?
No.
The wiki? The League wiki?
It's on
The League wiki.
It's on the wiki, and it links to some... It was her release, right? So I think the site just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's like a microsite comic.
Yeah.
Not even a comic. It's just a microsite like story that had associated art.
Oh, okay.
But it was a long story. I'm surprised it isn't linked anymore. But it basically kind of... That's fair. I'm not at all. So it tells the story about a man from Noxus who is here kind of seeking fortune. He's got a love back home in Noxus, but she's kind of being courted by another, so he's trying to prove that he's worthy of her by seeking his fortune. You
don't normally get like Noxus stories like that.
Yeah.
A Noxian just trying to prove his love.
And his dad kind of has, I guess, fighting, or uncle or something. I forget the relation exactly. Uncle. Runs fighting pits out here. So he's trying to kind of capture monsters for his uncle's fighting pits to earn money. And he heard rumors of Rek'Sai, basically.
Buddy, you gotta pick a new target, man. Go for one of the Beatles.
So this whole story is kind of told through his journal entries as he's going through the desert, and we actually learn a lot more about the boys from the last story through this one. So the official term for the jobs that the people have, they mention there are people who ride on camels with bells that will ring them if they see a Xersai to warn the others. They're called bell riders, or in Shuriman, Alujravi. And the sandwalkers, which is what they're the ones called that draw them away from the caravan, are called Sai Karashi. So those are their official terms. And basically the journal entries are him evolving from being like a really kind of pompous Noxian dude who's like, these poor Shuriman folks, I can't believe they live in such squalor, unlike us, grand Noxians. In fact, there was they killed one Xersai, and he had a quote here that said it was like a small Xersai, like, I don't know, like dog-sized or some shit like that.
Small dog even, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, that this unimpressive beast should inspire such terror in the caravan's guards speaks to their ignorance and weakness. Also, as this man got hired on as a cartographer, so it's a lot of gall for for that job. But after kind of seeing more and being with them for longer, he kind of evolves a bit. And then next time you hear him, it's like, so much of Shurima seems a hateful place, determined to punish any who visit it and grind its inhabitants into submission. I'm ashamed to think I once derided the people who live here. And then they finally do find the lair of Rek'Sai, and it's basically like he's been out here for a while, and he's kind of given up on his lady back home. He knows that after all this time, she probably went with the other dude. So there's a bit of resigned writing, but he does not describe what happened when they reached Rek'Sai's lair. He's like, the carnage is, I don't even know how I would begin to describe it, but he got away.
Yeah, the line that I wrote down is like, what I witnessed within the blink of an eye returns to me endlessly. I do not sleep for fear of seeing it again, and its memory seems always on the edge of my vision.
Damn.
Yeah, it's dark. But yeah, now he's given up on catching Rek'Sai.
More than that, he's decided he can never go back to Noxus.
Yeah, John, you
again.
wrote a line down there I like.
Oh yeah. I hope I never see this unforgiving desert again, and yet I know I could never return to Noxus. I do not see our nation as strong. We are as arrogant and foolish as children.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked this. I would love for them to put it up on the old universe page, because it's a fun way to like do a story, you know, through these. He's got like a real voice as a little character, you know, and like you said, you see a really significant shift in how he's writing and talking and how just the way he perceives the people around him and the place he's at from the start of it to the end. And I like it. I think it's really clever, and it's a really neat way of kind of like getting that really immersive, like, this is just what it's like to be gearing up to go do a caravan in Shurima. This is what it's like to be kind of boots on the ground in these different scenarios. Communicates that really effectively with the art too. The art helps a lot as well.
Yeah, the art is great. The combination of the art and the story, unfortunately, also means that I have no idea who wrote this, since the microsite doesn't exist anymore. Anytime they kind of combine art and story, they attribute them to like various creators. So I don't know who wrote this or who did the art, but the art is great.
Anyone
and the
knows.
Story is great.
If anyone knows, please let us know.
Yeah. If you worked on Scourge of the Desert, hit us up. We'll give you credit in the next episode. You deserve it somewhere.
It would just be nice to know. I haven't read it, but even just the quotes you've read were really good. It really shows you a couple of things. I mean, one, how much Shurima really is dealing with the Void every day, and they're really the only place that is. I mean, the Void is also connected a lot with the Freljord, but most people in the Freljord are pretty unaware. I would say that the Void is there, whereas Shurimans, they're very aware that they're dealing. It's just part of their life that they're dealing with these unknown alien creatures coming from hell, like, as far as they know. Like, that's what it seems like. Yeah, and what a great setup for a Void event. Really, that, you know, Noxus is this powerful army, but truly, if they were to face something from the Void, they'd be like, oh, fuck that. Like, the amount of Noxians you would need to take down something like Rek'Sai is just unbelievable. I don't think they've gone to Shurima, right, in their history?
Noxus?
Yeah.
No, they have outposts in Shurima.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah. They kind of control the coast of Shurima, basically. Okay,
they're not willing to go to the middle.
Yeah.
I know it's interesting because Shurima and the Freljord are so similar. I really like that reflection of each other, that they're the two places that are dealing with the Void the most. These like unforgiving wastelands, these deserts, because I believe technically Freljord would be considered a desert as well, which is really cool. And I think Noxus also failed to invade the Freljord, right? Isn't that one of the only places?
Yeah, I mean,
that they just can't. They get up there and they're like, oh, never mind. Whoopsie,
we'll try again next year.
We made an error.
Summer hit here. We're gonna come then.
I'm wearing shorts. I wasn't prepared.
No one told me. Darius shows up with a beach ball and his nose got like suntan on it.
I love that.
No, I agree entirely with what you said. I think, like you said, it's a really neat mirroring, and that's like a complete perspective I didn't have. But that, yeah, like you said, the Shuriman's just like part of life, and they've figured out ways to deal with it, and they've got a whole industry of like sub industries of like, hey, do you want to walk alongside the caravan? You can like eat for free, but you might get fucking killed by a Rek'Sai. Hope you can run. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
kind of like the Freljord too. It's like it highlights how cheap like human life is in those really like hostile places. You know, which is cool.
Yeah, it's showing me how horrifying like a desert earthworm, a deadly burrowing worm would be, as opposed to Tremors, which is hilarious.
It's the two types of desert worms, Tremors and Rek'Sai.
I'll say, though, they don't have ass blasters in Shurima, so they're very lucky there. And for anyone who's unfamiliar with the Tremors franchise, that is a type. That's what they're called. They're called ass blasters.
Yeah.
That's what they have named them.
What number sequel is that where that shows
good
up?
question.
I think the first time it shows up, I want to say 3,
probably. I haven't
that
seen
early,
all of them.
Really,
it's pretty early.
Pretty early. I'll say it. I'm a huge Tremors fan.
I'll say it. I'll own it.
You know what? I'm fucking brave. I like Tremors.
And they do go from one desert to another too, from the sandy to the snowy.
Oh, that snowy one is really bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then the newer ones have Jamie Kennedy, which is fantastic.
Oh shit.
Anyway, we should have a Tremors marathon. Could that be some bonus Patreon content? Is we just talk about Tremors?
It is now.
Okay, great. I'm not like terribly enthused, but I like the first one a lot. I've not touched the entire.
Unfortunately,
catalog.
Kevin Bacon is not in the rest of them.
No.
But the one guy
Weird.
is. I don't remember his name, but there is one guy.
The one bunker guy from the first one.
The bunker guy from the first
Bert or
one.
whatever?
Bert,
Bert?
yes.
Bert?
Bert's
Yeah.
in all. He eventually is like the hero. He's like
Really?
the grizzled
okay, I'm
man.
back on board.
Right. He's the guy that they all have to go back to be like, hey, we found another one, man. And he's like, not again.
Ass blasters, huh? That's a name I haven't heard in years.
It's so good. It's so
I'm
good.
on board now. If Bert's there, I'm there. All right.
Oh, it's such a great franchise.
So, anywho, there's also another story. Well, not really a story, but also a bit of lore from the site. Rek'Sai shows up in Ezreal's Field Notes
Oh, Ezreal,
by
honey.
Matthew Dunn.
You're too little to find these.
So this is south of the Sai-Khalik, and Ezreal says, this desert is filled with life, and a lot of that life is Rek'Sai. Sure, they're easy enough to blast to bits with some bullseye shots, but they just keep coming and coming. I took shelter in this circular cavern that I quickly realized was a gargantuan Rek'Sai burrow. My local guide, poor old Kastjar, swore it was the lair of the Sand Mother, a Rek'Sai large enough to swallow a Dormoon whole. That was a big nope for me, so we hightailed it out of there pretty darn quick.
Sand Mama.
Mm-hmm. Sand Mama. That should be her name. Not the Void Burrower. The Sand Mama, Rek'Sai.
That's her nickname in Shurima.
I feel like that's what a Southern Anivia would call her.
Yeah.
This is my Sand Mama friend. She's got like 80 kids. I don't remember how many. Too many, if you ask me. But it's not my
Bless your
business.
soul.
Bless her heart. Bless her little heart. Bless her little Sand Mama soul.
Now, she's also mentioned in a few other people's bios or stories. So she's in Hollow Spun, where Kaisa refers to all the Rek'Sai as the children of Rek'Sai. And she's in the Yumi bio.
Which I now know because of players.
Because of
I've not watched 9 or 10 yet.
Oh my god, I can't fucking wait to talk about it with you, Mark.
Me too, frankly.
Yeah.
tomorrow, baby.
We finished it last night.
Nice.
So good. Anyway.
Yeah, so in the Yumi bio, Yumi uncovered the scent of her master lingering in a vast Shuriman ruin. Digging deep into the sand, she unearthed a broken shard of blue pottery that looked like a piece from one of Nora's teapots. Before she could burrow further, a ferocious beast surfaced from the sand, and Yumi and Book barely escaped.
But first she took a dump in the sand.
But first
so I
she
can imagine the cat.
She was
digging
covering
in
it
the
up.
sand.
All right. You know,
she was
being
burying
polite.
it like a good kid.
And then she ran out of Shurima as fast as she could.
Oh, shit. I love it.
The zoomies. Oh, man.
Now she's in a few cinematics. First one we mentioned was her release one, The Terror Beneath, where Rek'Sai basically just murders a caravan of people. One of the Bell Riders runs to a temple in the cliffs, which he assumes will be safe because, as we saw from the Sai-Khalik story, apparently most Rek'Sai can't burrow through rock, so he was probably like, oh, I'll be good here. But first of all, doesn't even make it. She intercepts him before he even makes it to the temple, and just murders him, which is fine anyway, because she can burrow through rock and was gonna kill him there anyway.
That's nice,
Didn't
John.
even matter.
It was fine. No one cared about this guy.
Yeah. he was a Bell Rider.
Honey. All Bell Riders have mothers somewhere.
From what we found, apparently most of them don't.
Yeah.
I'll
Nah.
be their mom.
Not this one. He's dead. And then we've got The Call.
I'm quitting you today. I wish I knew how to quit you. I know how to quit you. Oh, no, I can't. You're right. I'm sorry. So cute.
Yay.
Glad y'all made up.
So this, the call follows the events of Hollowspun and the Faceless God. Talia and Kaisa end up in Zolan, which they had hoped to be a sanctuary for Talia's people. More Talia hoped it. Kaisa knew it wouldn't be, but she's a good friend. But the Rek'Sai got there first, and so they managed to take out a bunch of them before Rek'Sai pops up out of the ground. Kaisa lures her back underground while Talia drops a mountain on her head.
What is this, fine. Rise of the Sentinels? Gotta bring it up and everything.
Yeah.
Are we the lore heads if we don't bitch about Rise of the Sentinels?
We are not. And then finally she shows up in Ignite. She's part of the team of 5 that Faker and Co. destroy near the end of the video.
Nice.
Poor Rek'Sai.
Poor Rek'Sai. But yeah, that's all the canon shit.
How are we feeling about it? I know we wanted more in the bio.
I think between the short story and the Scourge of the Desert, I'm pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I think the bio is a big sore spot. But if you're going to pick one piece to be the weak part, at least it's that. Like, the other pieces are pretty good.
Yeah.
You don't need a lot with Rek'Sai.
Yeah, I feel like her interest is in her mystique.
Sure. that's what she has on her Tinder profile.
What's
Fender?
What's that Rek'Sai got going on?
That's what Anivia tells like her friends that she's trying to hook up Rek'Sai with.
I'm liking these church ladies, Rek'Sai and Anivia, though, I will say.
Yeah, I'm really into this. Anivia's just trying to set her up. She's a single mom. All those babies need a daddy, honey.
Oh, shit.
Anyway.
Y'all ready for some AUs?
Yeah, well, let me open up her skins real quick.
All right. First one is Iron Firmament /Eternum. And Eternum used to be its own thing. I think it's now under the Iron Firmament umbrella.
Yeah, what's the Iron Firmament?
Well,
what's that in reference to?
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
That is the...
Oh, okay.
It's basically the it's the larger AU that like Gun Goddess Misfortune is part of and things like that. Iron Firmament's blurb is like set in a dystopian galactic future. It features champions augmented by exosuits with godlike abilities. Iron Firmament officially encompasses 4 skin lines: Dreadnova, Eternum, Steel Legion, and Steel Valkyries.
I accidentally Googled REI skins and was very confused when the REI website was popping up. Anyway,
wait, what's REI? What?
It's like an outdoorsy,
it's like a hiking,
store. REI, love REI.
Okay.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
great return policy at REI. Good people there. So the
sponsor us, REI.
REI, if you're looking
we'll do reads for you.
God, I imagine 5 years after getting off the trail, we get sponsored by REI. We bought so much shit from there.
We did.
So the Eternum blurb is, in the hollow space between far-off stars, organic machines made by an unknown civilization have long since cultivated or outlived their creators. They patiently lurk, unable to escape their terrestrial prison, until someone stumbles upon them once more and unleashes them back out into the galaxy. They have waited. They are waiting. They will wait as long as it takes.
Okay.
I feel like this is a grammar lesson.
He,
they
she, they wait.
You're right.
He, she, we, wumble.
And this one is Eternum Rek'Sai. Somewhere beneath the soil, you hear the scraping of metal. Suddenly, there comes a screech, a cry of hunger. Then, nothing.
Rek'Sai, but she's metal.
Yeah.
That's Metal Rek'Sai.
Hell yeah.
And then we've got Sun-Kissed Summer.
Yeah.
Which is what Pool Party's under now.
I love when, like, horrible monsters and shit have fun skins.
Right. Set in a summer setting, each champion is equipped with summertime clothing. This encompasses Ocean Song and Pool Party. And this is Pool Party Rek'Sai. We're going to need a bigger inflatable raft.
That's fantastic.
Hell yeah. Good job.
Almost as long as her actual bio.
So close.
Way more entertaining.
Yeah.
Then we've got Black Frost.
Oh, it's Rek'Sai, but she's ice.
But ice. The Ice Witch lets none slumber. Each fallen friend and foe in her domain rises anew to fight by her side. Her dark magic twists their appearance, creating glacial golems with hearts of black, unmelting ice. This is Black Frost Rek'Sai. When the Ice Witch looked to the greater glaciers of true ice towering over the far north, she saw an army in the making. Among the first to be sculpted was Rek'Sai, a vessel of chilling savagery, befitting a queen's power. Now granted sentience by the will of the Watchers, she terrorizes domains with the brutal instincts of an apex predator.
I will say I kind of like the idea of seeing Rek'Sai, like, getting a full-on, like you said, like, sentience or sapience or whatever, and still, like, that's kind of cool. I don't know.
Very scary.
Like yeah, like her having actual voice lines and thoughts and shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never knew she had a Elderwood skin.
Yeah.
She doesn't get played much in general, and I feel like I only ever see the pool party skin.
It's so fun.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, she's part of Eclipse. So in the beginning, the old gods reigned. So great was humankind's love for them that one dared to make them a part of her flesh forever. She devoured the sun itself, and descending from that empty heaven, inspired her knights to decimate all those that remained. Centuries later, they stand, the only hope against the rising Coven's darkness. This encompasses 4 skin lines: the General Eclipse, Coven, Death Blossom, and Elderwood. And you chuckled because I said 4 skin.
Yeah, every time you say it, it's funny.
This is Elderwood Rek'Sai. Spore fiends stalk the deepest reaches of the forest, and Rek'Sai is the brood mother from which all others spring. Those who see her hulking form of bloom and bark swimming through the trees rarely live long enough to tell the tale.
So Rek'Sai, but she's a twee.
But she's a twee.
Great. Awesome. Cool. Does she have any more? Are they all going to be like this?
She has no more.
That's it.
That's the last one.
Rek'Sai butt. Great. Awesome. Dope.
And we just got some fun facts. Just like, let's get fun up in here,
I want to have fun. I have yet to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an unfun episode.
You're in for a treat. You wait till you hear my fun facts. Rek'Sai came to Shurima from the Void millennia ago. Legend has it she's been around since before Azir's time, making her one of the Voidborn who have dwelt the longest on Runeterra, and she spent all this time building a portal to the Void, using the life essence of her victims as fuel to open it.
Well, fucking get on it, Rek'Sai. You've been building this portal for a really long time. I think you gotta call it at some point.
I mean, she's like an animal. They're not good at project management, okay?
Rek'Sai, honey, you've been building this portal way too long. I think you gotta get a job, girl.
Hey,
have a
she's a full-time mother.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Respect.
That is the hardest job in the world.
Speaking of which, she has a motherly care towards her brood and wants to protect them from Bel'Veth, who mentions that the Watchers did not originally create her with these instincts.
Ooh.
Okay.
I like that.
That is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Rek'Sai, as you mentioned, first female Voidborn released. Mm-hmm. Also the first fighter champion released without a secondary role.
Oh.
Okay. Is she not jungle now, though? Or ever? Like, I don't know.
She's only been jungle, yeah.
Well, that was back before. I mean, that was...
Fighter.
Right,
sorry. They're not...
As opposed to, like, top, mid, jungle, fighter, marksman, enchanter.
Okay.
Rek'Sai's design was greatly influenced by the cancelled champion Omen.
And the Ass Blasters from
And the Ass Blasters.
Yeah.
And Street Shark.
Just like with Cho'Gath, Malphite, Nautilus, and Skarner, Rek'Sai's in-game size is smaller than in universe, and her actual size is estimated to be as large as a small T-Rex, mammoth, whale shark, or whale shark, either of those three. Large, but not huge.
Okay, well, no.
I guess it's all relative. I don't know.
I guess compared to
a
Galio.
Small whale, you know.
Rek'Sai had her in-game assets reused for several featured game modes. She was given a retexture and features as a monster called the Grumpy Burrow Monster, along with a huge variant of it in the Invasion game mode. And her animations were reused by the Anchortail, Brightcore, and Rhinodon monsters in the Odyssey Extinction game mode. And for you new players, game modes are things that Riot used to do.
Oh, shit.
Fun things for the players. Rek'Sai is one of the few champions that do not speak an intelligible language, first of which was Gnar, and her successors being Bard, and later Zombie Nunu.
Oh, yeah, well.
And finally, the music playing during Tremor Sense in her pool party skin is Jaws reference.
Yeah.
Same thing with her backing animation, yeah.
That's pretty fun. That's why people use that skin then.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty fun.
Gotta get you in the zone.
Man, Jaws is a great
AutoZone.
movie.
I was thinking that. But yeah, those are my fun facts.
That was
I think people
Rek'Sai.
had a fun time.
Yeah. Any more thoughts on Rek'Sai? I feel like it's about what I expected for a Void champion. We generally don't get much about them, but I would love to see stories like Rek'Sai has for like Cho'Gath and kog'maw.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they need to kind of
she's a
choose a
good
direction
template.
for them.
Yes.
I feel like
Which I have not done
they're
yet.
really unsure like
What's
what they
their
want to
role?
do with those
Yeah.
two. But I'd love stories like these for them when they make that decision.
Well, you just wait for that Void event.
That big
Sam,
Void
Any
event.
day now.
We've been saying this. We got to find the first episode where we talk about the Void event.
It's probably right after the call, because man, I thought they were
don't
teasing it real hard.
Yeah.
I think we
I don't
talked about
even
it
want to go
earlier.
back because it's going to be depressing just to think about, like, oh man, it's like embarrassing almost that we've been like
This whole
whatever.
time just waiting for the Void event.
Also, I expected that we would get really tripped up between Rek'Sai and Xerxai, so I was going to keep track of how many times each of us individually fucked it up, but no one did. Maybe there wasn't a lot to talk
Fuck
about,
yeah.
and I don't know.
We're just that
But I'm
good.
really impressed. Yeah.
First of all,
Quality.
I'm on our Simplecast page because I was going to look at our episodes, and we hit 700,000 downloads today.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I
shit.
didn't notice.
Yay!
So
Damn.
thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Y'all are awesome.
I cannot navigate our new thing like at all.
Don't delete the podcast.
What are you looking
No,
Don't press that button.
the episode list, like a list of all the episodes.
Well, while you look, she's in Runeterra.
for? Think of you.
I don't have anything to say about that. She's in it.
No.
And some
Oh.
Xerxai are there. Yeah.
That's true. I enjoy her deck in the Path of Champions.
I mean,
I feel like Lurk as a
Lurk is a
concept
fun
is
mechanic.
fun.
Yeah. Lurk is one of those like Runeterra mechanics that takes a lot of advantage of the fact that it's a digital game, right?
Yes.
Things you can't
Which
do
I
with
love.
a physical card game.
I know that was like a big design goal during the initial kind of bacon days. Was like, let's make use of the fact that this is a digital format to do shit that you would not be able to do in a card format.
I always feel that with like Teemo Shrooms. I think that's like such a fun way of doing, like, leveraging that, you know?
Yeah, they find a lot of creative ways to do it, which I like a lot. But yeah, I dig Rek'Sai. Yeah, dig.
Eh.
I was curious how long we'd be doing the podcast because I didn't know. But this November was 2 years,
Oh shit!
but we missed
Oh,
it.
shit, man.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all right.
We're so old now.
I know,
We were
right?
such youngins when we started this
Bright-eyed,
podcast.
bushy-tailed. Now we've been ground down. Yeah, that's true.
We've been beaten down by infants.
We've been embittered by failed events and sentinels and cinematics, and we're just not the people we were.
No.
Well,
but we're hopeful for the
future. Well, that was Rek'Sai. Thank you very much for listening. We have a Twitter. It's @Loreheads. We also post this on YouTube. We post these there, and John's been doing a lot of clips lately. He posts them on YouTube and on TikTok and on our Twitter, which is fun to see little clipsy finds.
Yeah, they've been really good lately.
Yeah, it's a lot of
make
fun.
Me bust up.
But if you're curious what we look like, this is it. I'm sorry. I just
Damn.
Sorry. I just thought about 50 First Dates, which, Mark, I know you're a fan of with me. We both love that movie. When Drew Barrymore finds out she's dating Adam Sandler and he says, sorry, I'm not better looking. What a vibe. We have a Twitch as well, twitch.tv/loreheads. John mainly streams there right now every weekend. He plays some TFT. He's grinding. He's trying to climb the ranks. He's cringing. Oh god.
But I can only play typically when I'm streaming. Yeah. So it's unrealistic that I'm gonna get diamond again.
It's more like
in
fun.
Those few amount of games.
But
I'm just I'm vibing.
If you want to jump in and be like, hey, do this stupid comp, he'll probably do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do fucking anything. I'm crazy.
Okay, it's not his OnlyFans. He does have an OnlyFans. No. Where he truly will do anything.
He only plays TFT on there too. It's crazy.
It's just his dong is out the whole time.
Like not erotic. It's just like kind of incidentally in the frame.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of the same on stream, but it's cropped out so you can't tell.
He has a crotch cam too.
Yeah.
On his OnlyFans. We have a Patreon.
So if you weren't disappointed enough in my TFT play, have I got some more disappointment for you?
Wow. This is getting really... Oh.
Your crotch is beautiful, honey. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're just fishing for compliments now.
Yeah, right? You're just wanting...
Tell me my dong is great.
No. I'm not going to lie to them.
Damn. Anyway, we have a Patreon, right?
We have a Patreon. Oh, man. We post all kinds of stuff there. We're about to talk about players.
Episodes 5 through 10.
Episodes 5 through 10, which we just adored like so much. So
oh my God.
It's mostly us just excitedly talking about players and not really criticizing it at all. So if you're tired of us bitching about the lore and want to hear us like something... Patreon is apparently the place for it. Thank you so much to all of our patrons.
But a very special thank you to our Medarda tier patrons: Big Man Gnomes, Chloe Things, Kindred Enjoyer, King of Hearts, Sejuani's Baby Daddy, Shupa Moustache, and Techno Robert. If you were a caravan passing the Sai Khalik and a Xerxai attacked, I would run away and pull them away from you.
You wouldn't use the camel?
No, I would
That's
just
what it's
run.
there for.
No, I would run. I don't have the greatest cardio, so I couldn't buy you a ton of time, so you're really going to have to do the best.
You say these very nice things, but truly you would not do this.
I would.
Okay.
What?
If you find yourself in the cycle, give me a call.
Right. Okay. Hit up my OnlyFans.
John on speed dial, right?
Sorry about the end of this episode. Please join us next week. Because I'm sure we're going to have just so much to go through again as we talk about the Iron Maiden realm.